Hey everyone, welcome to the Nickel Blitz podcast. This is episode 6. We're going to recap last week and look forward to next week. Lads, I'm here with Kevin. I'm here with Garvey. I'm here with myself also. And we're going to begin the recap now. Anyone have a game that just stuck out to them last week?
I'll go first. When my Buffalo Bills went into Arrowhead and absolutely fucking stomped the Chiefs. Big win. McFraud. That defense is just really bad. They definitely struggled on offense, but our defense, I think, is like, I mean, people were like, we're shutting out teams that aren't necessarily great, but shutting out a team still pretty impressive, especially when they were, I think the Washington specifically was in red zone like twice, but I think that just says how good we are. I know their defense has huge holes in it. It's pretty bad, but they could be a team that goes in for some trade, going in at the trade deadline on defense. But
Josh Allen jumped over a man and then posted memes about it on
that's
Instagram.
Probably my favorite part. Yeah, I love that a lot.
Some banger Vine memes or the YouTuber editor for $5 on Fiverr.
Yeah, Fiverr, exactly. Yeah. I just think that's a big win for. It's like a power shift in the AFC. I think as far as it goes right now, I would say the Bills are the best team in the AFC.
They look legit, man. They have weapons all over the place.
I wouldn't say that.
Who's your number one then?
I say Chargers are the best team in the AFC.
Okay, they have a case. So the Bills or Chargers defense, which one are you taking? So I feel like that's pretty important.
Bills are like number one on both sides, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What do you like, Kevin, about the Chargers over the Bills after the Bills just trounced the Chiefs?
Throw this out there real quick. The Bills have only allowed 12.8 points this season. The average 12.8.
Okay, I thought you meant in total. I was like, that's a great defense. Amazing.
Yeah, somebody scored 0.8.
Yeah. Okay, kid.
No, but yeah, 12.8 points. That's pretty ridiculous. We're 5 weeks through the season and we have a loss, and we've only allowed 12 points.
Yeah, I think they're my number one out there also.
But go ahead, Kevin.
What were you asking me?
Well, he asked, which defense are you taking? Which defense are you taking?
Taking
Why do you like
defense.
the Chargers?
I like Justin Herbert, and I like Nick Bosa and James Derwin on defense.
James, the other way around.
Yeah, same thing. I feel like
Derwin.
James Derwin is
one of the founding fathers' name. It's not a player.
Playing a great game. He sat out last year, and I think the year before that. I wasn't even sure.
Dude, Eckler is looking amazing. I like Eckler and Mike Williams. That offense does look tough. I don't know when they play the Bills, but I want to see that game.
I don't think they're scheduled to play this year.
Damn,
no.
That is
So we will maybe see them in the playoffs.
I'm looking. I don't see them. So that's
and it's pretty big now with the extended playoff rules. That means only one team gets a bye. So it's between the Chargers and the Bills right now, and the Ravens actually 4-1 as well. I would say who's getting that first round bye in the AFC.
Yeah.
I will say, throw it in there. I think you take it however you want to take it, but the Chargers are ranked 20th in points allowed so far with 23.2. So
if Joshua Herbert throws Joshua Herbert, yeah, I just mess up his name all the time. If Mr. Herbert over there keeps throwing that many touchdowns and punching some in, it might not matter, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're ranked 3rd in passing yards.
They look great.
They're definitely a high-scoring offense. It's just how far can that offense take them, and how far will the defense allow? How much will they allow?
We have to cover the elephant in the room, the allegations, okay? And we all know what I'm talking about. Is that Ben Roethlisberger can't throw the ball deep, and by God, he threw some deep balls in that game. I think the Steelers' offense looks a lot better this week, I was happy to see that as a former owner of Deontay Johnson. I have some shares of Claypool in some of my other leagues. It was great to see. That was just I just wanted to make a little note there because they did that against a pretty good Broncos defense, and they put up some nice points. So Big Ben back maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team's still better than kind of how they show. Ben Roethlisberger probably the worst player on their team though, and he kind of controls their fate. So if he plays well, they play well, obviously. It always comes down to that quarterback on a passing team. and they're a passing team, and you don't like seeing him checking it down on 4th and 15 to the running back 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's just terrible.
You do if you're a Najee Harris owner.
Well, yeah. They're not a big rushing team, and that makes sense. Their offensive line's not what it used to be, but 19th in passing. If they pick that up, the only problem is they just lost Juju for the season, so that's
tough.
a big hit.
That is tough.
Their defense isn't dominating like it was before either. So their offense has to be better, but their defense can get it done. So it really, if their offense can produce, they could sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Packers-Bengals game. Kevin, do you have anything to say about?
I was watching my little brother play Madden. You shift the left stick over, try to kick a field goal. And it just whiffed. That's all I can summarize that game. Whiff.
Can you believe that was the worst game of the week on the same day the Jets-Falcons played at 8:30 in the morning? The worst game was Packers-Bengals. I couldn't believe it. I was screaming how many missed field goals Mason Crosby had, and whoever the fucking Bengals guy is that missed.
McPherson or something like that. McPherson.
Yeah, McPeterson. He was bad also. But I thought the Bengals were going to take this one. The way the Packers were playing, it just seemed like every time they tried to run the ball, they got indecisive. And if it didn't work out on one play, they just start airing it out. And I didn't like that. Obviously, when you have Davonte Adams, you can just kind of throw it up and he'll probably catch a couple. But I think the Packers could have played this a lot cleaner. I think they need to trust backup A.J. Dillon and also Jones a lot more. Just give them I guess Aaron Rodgers runs the offense. I think he needs to trust his guys more.
Yeah. I don't see anything, I think, I guess we'll go to pile it back onto what you were saying about, it being a bad game. I think it's a horrible game, especially if you're a Bengals fan. And if you're a Packers fan, you're probably just like your heart dropped 3 times. As for someone who doesn't really care for either of those teams, I mean, that's pretty entertaining seeing missed field goal after missed field goal going to overtime. And then if you have players in fantasy, you're like, okay, they have chances to get more points. And Davonte Adams finished with like what, over 200 receiving yards. So 206, and Aaron Jones finished for over 100 yards rushing. So
he had about 35 targets, Davonte Adams. Randall Cobb's back. He's seeing usage.
When you have that connection with your quarterback, you're going to get those targets, and then you're going to have those chances to produce.
That's fantastic.
But like I said, it was an entertaining game from a non-fan standpoint, just a fan of football. But yeah, like I said, it could be bad. But those teams are, the Bengals are a pretty solid team this year. That's why the AFC North is going to be tough for the Steelers to get into the playoffs.
They ain't getting into playoffs.
They probably won't, but I'm not going to rule it out as impossible.
Their offense sucks.
Yeah.
If we look at the Bengals stats, like they're not under 18 in anything. The only thing, they're ranked 18th in points for. Everything else, they're 22 or higher.
Yeah.
That's not great either.
No.
And they've played the Jaguars. Just throwing that out there.
Do you know why your screen just turned completely green? Do you see that?
My screen?
Yeah.
No, I see myself on my screen. Do you want me to turn off a video for a second? Boom.
Yeah, it fixed itself. Okay. That was weird. I don't know what the hell that was.
Okay.
I was watching good God, I actually liked the Colts Ravens game. That was a super entertaining one. Monday Night Football. Hollywood Brown just showing up. He had, I think, 1 target before the half, maybe not even 1 target, and then all of a sudden he just explodes for 10 billion fantasy points. And they looked they kicked it in gear. This is another Ravens comeback. Do you see them as challengers in the playoffs? Are they? How do you feel about them?
I'll let Kevin go first on this one.
Yeah. Ravens going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson might win another MVP. Just throwing that out there.
You think he's going to keep up the level he's playing at? Because he's right now he's like top 6 in passing yards, and he's also, of course, getting it done on the ground.
Of course, man. He's dual threat. He can do it all.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with a team with like not good receiving core, like that's pretty impressive.
He has I think his name's Bateman, right? He's coming back. So
and like half their running backs are injured too.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Losing pretty good running backs is definitely hurts them. But they have a great offensive coordinator. I think it's Greg Roman, and he's setting up that team for success, and he knows how to use Lamar Jackson, and he knows how to use the receivers he has, because he really has a lot of speed guys. Maybe the one that that's not as much as Sammy Watkins, but Sammy Watkins is fast when he's fully healthy. So I'm just gonna say, like, the Colts are also better than 1-4. They've had some tough games, they've had some tough losses, but they're a pretty solid team. So, and the AFC South isn't necessarily like not open. Like the Titans haven't looked great this year, and they're only 2 games back. So just they can put their head down and definitely take that division. I just don't know if it'll happen because the AFC is really loaded this year. So to where even the Chiefs are 4th in the AFC West, and they could miss the playoffs. But I think the Chiefs will make it, and that's going to make it harder for a team like the Colts to make the playoffs. After
Jonathan Taylor looked like a beast. They need to feed him the ball. They need to give him the Derrick Henry treatment, 45 rushes a game, and just like work him. Because they kept put the foot off the gas, and the other team Ravens just came back.
Yeah, you gotta just go for the kill in those situations, I think, and just pile it on.
Yep. And God, speaking of piling it on, my goodness, the Detroit Lions, man, another field goal at the last second. 0-5. I don't think they're that bad of a team. They might be the best 0-5 team of all time. They're just so close in all these games. I think Garvey made Dan Campbell cry with his cocaine allegations that Garvey himself leveled at Dan Campbell last week when he got tricked by the fake news.
After these losses, he might start doing cocaine, honestly. I don't know. It's really tough, especially losing. That's 2 games now. They've lost at least 2. I can think of the Ravens game as well as losing as a game-winning field goal. They're 0-5. They're not a great team, but they could be. Obviously they could be 2-3 right now. It's better for them to be 0-5. Obviously, the Jets already have a win, so you want to be that team with the first-round pick next year, because this team's not making the playoffs, and this team's not going to win a playoff game even if they got there.
No.
So you want to lose these games, and they have a tough schedule. So I don't know if they'll go 0-16 because they've shown they can get close to winning games, but I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak a couple games out. But I don't know if they're the worst team in the NFL, but right now they're 0-5. Take a chance and get that number 1 pick.
I think if the Falcons and Jets are winning games, I think this Detroit team is better than at least the Jets. They might be on a similar level as the Falcons. I guess we might see if they play each other, but my heart just breaks for Dan
Falcons
Campbell.
Lions do play each other. I'll say that. Falcons and Lions play each other. So
I can't
juggernaut
wait to watch
match.
that. Yeah. I love watching just complete shit teams go at it. But I guess it's not true. They both have high points. Like man, my heart just breaking for Dan Campbell. Do you have anything to say to Dan Campbell, Kevin?
Chill, dude. Like, you look like you're on crack or cocaine or whatever you're on every week.
Jesus Christ.
Like, just take a chill pill, Take it easy on Jared Goff. Take it easy on the team. You're Detroit Lions for a reason.
Hand it off to DeAndre Swift. Good God.
No, don't hand it off to DeAndre Swift.
Please.
Give Jamal Williams a ball.
No.
And pass it to DeAndre Swift.
No. Just let DeAndre Swift carry your offense. They look terrible anytime they do anything else.
I don't know what their cap situation is, but if they're in a good cap situation next year, you got to go make some splashes, man, because you have some young core players on that team that you can build around, like DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
Go make a splash, man. Go make a trade. I don't know. You don't need a trade this year because your team's terrible and you're not making the playoffs. But this offseason could be time for the Lions to try to make another push to be in there. They could end up drafting a quarterback, and I think they could. I think they should.
I think there are teams that could use Jared Goff now.
Jared Goff. I mean, if Ben Roethlisberger retires next year, you could see someone like Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers or Jared Goff on the Steelers.
Yep.
It's entirely possible. There's a bunch of new quarterbacks and new places next year.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Can we do one more game here? I want to talk about tomorrow. We have the Bucks and Eagles. I actually think this is an interesting matchup. Even, I think the Bucks will win.
You want to transition to looking ahead?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, my fault.
Oh, you're good.
I want to start with tomorrow's
kind of wrap up that week. I guess we should just briefly mention we're not sure about the Raiders situation going forward. I know Urban Meyer is a really happy guy right now because the tension's now shifted off, but we won't get too in depth of that. So we'll kind of be just looking at a lot of question marks for Raiders going forward. I don't know how to predict them. I don't know if the team just bounces back from that. But next week playing the Broncos, I kind of think you don't just come out and win after that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to talk about that team in general. I'm not super high on them even after starting 3-0. I didn't see their ceiling being super high. So they're a decent team. They have some talent. When Derek Carr plays as well as he can, they're a good team. But no, I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that team with their head coach gone. But I'm glad that he's gone for one. Not just because of what he said, but I don't think he's a good coach, and he was a good fit for that Raiders organization. And same goes for Mike Mayock. I think they got to let him go as well.
Okay. And you wanted to talk about the Bucks and Eagles.
Yeah, let's go to tomorrow's Thursday night game.
And that'll be exciting.
I think this could be a close game. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles really show some perseverance these last few weeks. They're not an amazing team, but like when they get it going, they're pretty solid. And Jalen Hurts is not playing terrible at all.
No,
like he's probably their brightest light on the offense. Even those days when he starts the whole half with like 60 yards, he finishes the game and they either almost win or they somehow win.
I think it's the sense of urgency. They come out lackadaisical. When I've been watching this Eagles team, they don't really know what they're doing on the ground. They don't really know what they're doing through the air. I just don't see what's going on for the first half, and then they get a sense of urgency when they're down. And when Jalen Hurts is just in trouble and he has to be that improviser guy that we knew him as in college, he just looks really, really good at times. He does make mistakes. He's a young dude, but I just want to see a shootout between Hurts and Brady. That's what I want. I want to see just them both go for the end zone every single play.
I think it could be fairly close. I still have the Bucks winning, but this could be a game where they're either going back and forth in the beginning of the game, and then the Bucks, start to take it away towards that second half, or the Bucks dominate the first half, and then the Eagles start making a little run in the second half. I don't think it'll be a juggernaut match throughout the whole game. I think it'll be at one point the Buccaneers will start to take to stretch their lead.
Yes,
Kevin, what do you think?
For Thursday night game?
Yeah, tomorrow night. Bucks Eagles. It's in Philly, I think. Yeah, it's in Philly.
Listen, man, the Eagles don't get their feathers plucked. America's bird no more. The Buccaneers gonna fire all cannons. Tom Brady gonna be Tom Brady, looking like he's 23 years old.
Are you starting Tom Brady?
I don't have Tom Brady.
When you picked him up off the waiver, wait, that's
I did not pick him up. Oh, Matt,
shit.
If I would start him,
yeah, would you start him? I would start him this week.
I would probably start Tom Brady against the Eagles unless I had a quarterback like Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, someone like that. Someone you have to start. Like there's quarterbacks you don't.
Joshua Herbert.
Josh Herbert. Anyway, yeah, I would start him if you you didn't get a good quarterback in the draft and you're kind of maybe streamlining or going back and forth. Yeah. I don't know if like in our situation, we didn't have nobody had Tom Brady on the roster for like 2 weeks. It's probably not like that in your leagues, but if you have
drafted him,
you started him. Yeah, you did.
I needed space.
He's someone he can start, and he's still like number one in fantasy now. So
yeah, baby,
ride it while it's high. And they're playing an Eagles defense that's not great. It's not terrible. Darius Slay with 2 picks last week, pretty impressive. So
yeah, I wonder who Slay is gonna target this week. Is he gonna go? I guess he goes Mike Evans. But
my guess is they don't follow because Darius Slay is a big zone coverage cornerback, and I don't know what the Eagles' scheme is specifically, but I think they probably just play strong side, weak side.
Yeah. Looking forward, I've got to admit I don't think there's that many just banger games. I think I'm most excited maybe for the Cardinals, Browns, and Chargers, Ravens. Cardinals Browns, I think, will be pretty fun. So I think when you have dual threat quarterbacks on both sides, you have superstar, easily top 5 running back Nick Chubb going in the backfield there, alongside Hunt, also a top 5 or 10. Do you guys have anything to say about
top 10?
Cardinals?
I would not
Cardinals
say
Browns.
top 10 in fantasy, not top 10.
Cardinals gonna go 6-0 this week. The Browns just look pitiful. Like they play these close games, but they just can't close it out. Like they don't have the shutdown factor.
Okay.
He's not wrong entirely, but this Browns team's really streaky. So if they're on point this week, this could be the Cardinals' first loss, and this is a tough choice for me. It's in Cleveland too, so that really helps their cause as well. The matchup predictor has the Browns a 51.9% chance to win the game, so they have them slightly favored. I don't. That's a tough game to pick. They're both great. If you wanted to go safe, you'd go the Cardinals. But something tells me the Browns are going to win this game.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't actually made my predictions for this week, but I think I like the Browns too. I think Cardinals have to lose at some point. But I just don't know. That's a tough one. Like it really could go either way. Just who gets hot. You're just watching Mayfield and Murray, whoever makes the fewest mistakes.
Great offense from the Cardinals. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And their defense just isn't as good as their offense. Not even close.
Their offense last week didn't look credible, to be honest. But the 49ers obviously just at times can just look like the best defense on the planet.
Yeah. I mean, any given Sunday, anybody can win. Any given Sunday, anybody can do bad. Any given Sunday, anyone
except the Lions.
Yeah. Even any given Sunday, the Lions might get their win, and they will get their win. I would imagine they get a win this season.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see, Dan Campbell.
This will be that. It'll really be snowing after he gets his first win for sure. I think I like the Browns here, and I think this is a good matchup for Baker to. If you've seen that meme, like the little picture, it's like underdog mentality. It's the Baker Mayfield cycle. It's like the underdog mentality, play really well or play really bad. Underdog mentality, play really well, play bad, get called out, blah blah blah, and it's just a circle because he keeps going back and forth between playing well and playing bad, and it's the Baker Mayfield effect, and it'll be pretty interesting. I think this will be a good game for him. And I kind of, before our official predictions are out, I think I like the Browns in this one, actually.
I think I've just, on a hunch, I like the Browns too, but...
It's close.
I don't know. Cardinals might want a revenge game and just air it out on them. Because you can't really run on the Browns, and they're not really a run team anyway.
Yeah.
Kevin, I want your Chargers, your number one team, over the Bills for whatever reason. What's happening in the Chargers-Ravens game, baby?
It's going to be a shootout, baby. Between Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson.
Yep,
who has the better arm? Who makes the better play? Who makes the better throw?
Okay, I love it.
Defense is irrelevant in this game. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay.
I would say, I get what you're saying, right? Defense is irrelevant because these are two good offenses going at it. But I think defense is actually the key to this game because you have two offenses. And if we're being honest, the better defense probably goes to the Chargers with how many injuries the Ravens have had and, what the Ravens have shown this season. This is a really tough one for me, though. It's hard for me to take against Lamar Jackson. It's in Baltimore as well. That's a tough game, man. I think Kevin makes a good point. I think I might take... But that's a tough one, man.
I'll jump on you, man. I like Chargers here, brother. The way I saw Eckler play, he just looks hungry out there. There's a way running backs run when they're just at their peak performance. That classic Adrian Peterson in like 2013-12, when it looks like they're just like eating the field with their legs. They're just like they're galloping almost. It's a certain kind of trot he has. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Eckler. It's a very specific run. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. And Eckler has that just like hungry vibe to him. I love that. I don't think there's anyone on the Ravens who is going to do that for Lamar Jackson outside of Lamar Jackson. So I like the personnel on the offense for the Chargers better here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put my faith in the Ravens for this game. Before, we haven't put out our official predictions yet, but I'm leaning towards the Ravens at home, coming off a huge win. I just think you got to stop Lamar Jackson. I just don't know if they can do that. And this is a great Chargers team. Don't get me wrong, but if the Ravens beat the Chargers, that means, week through week 6, there's still a ton of weeks to go, but then that means the Bills and the Ravens are the 1 and 2 for the time being.
Yeah.
That's if the Bills don't lose. If the Bills also lose, then the Ravens would be alone at the top.
And Jets have a bye week. Not that anyone is going to notice, but the 10 Jets fans, thank God they get a break, and we get a break from having to watch them. Other than that, there aren't like that many. Like I think the Bills are just going to run over the Titans. I guess Vikings Panthers could be close. Sam Darnold had a kind of off week last week, and really the whole Panthers defense.
And the Vikings are also not amazing either.
No, they're not amazing.
Kevin, who do you have in the Vikings Panthers?
Vikings. Well, Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings.
All right, Vikings 3 times. Well, I would say like Christian McCaffrey coming back. I think this offense is going to look better. It's going to open up DJ Moore. DJ Moore had an off week last week, but I think he's in my top 6.
They said
Alvin Cook's coming back for that game, I think.
And they said Christian McCaffrey's about 50-50 playing this week, so there's no guarantee he's playing.
He suited up last week, but the teams decided to keep him out. I think McCaffrey wants in. The team.
Yeah, I think they'll probably play him this week. Yeah,
I agree. I think he's coming in. You're probably going to have to drop Chuba Hubbard.
I'm 100%. He is staying on my roster for a very long time.
Well, that's a shame because I would like to pick him up. But
yeah, so they ruled him today. The coach said he's 50-50 to play in Sunday against Minnesota. I still might even start Chuba if Christian McCaffrey plays, considering he's calling him 50-50.
If McCaffrey plays, it's not as Chuba doesn't see time. It's the same with Madison and Cook, I think.
Right.
Can't see that.
But I don't think if Christian McCaffrey, even if he plays, I don't know if he's not going to get his normal pitch count. There's just no way.
When Cook was questionable, I think they're very similar offenses. Like when Cook was questionable, Madison didn't even see like
100%. I just think they're going to take their team MVP is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And you want him to play as long as you can. If he's 50-50 on Wednesday, the Sunday before the game, you might start thinking, okay, if he does play, he's not going to get 30 total touches, including attempts and passes. We're going to use Chuba, who's coming off his second start in a 100-yard rushing game. So, they know they have something there a little bit with Chuba, and so that gives them the opportunity to say, hey, we don't have to use Christian McCaffrey 1,000 times this week.
You're right. I would trade Chuba. Carolina. I'd trade him for Ben Roethlisberger.
Look,
moving on. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I kind of want to watch this Rams-Giants game because I think it's going to be 38-0 Rams.
You want to watch that?
Yeah, I just think that would be fun to have on in the background while I'm watching better games. But just to watch the misery of their backup quarterback there, who I can't even think of.
You know what actually might be a solid game? Oh, damn it. It's at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Miami, Jacksonville. And I don't know who is going to play this week, but this could be Jacksonville's first win. I'm not going to say they're Jacksonville's favorite in any way.
Yeah.
But that Dolphins team just doesn't look great. And
their coaching confuses me. They just don't use their pieces correctly. Once they figure out Myles Gaskin, I think they look better. And obviously Tua being out hurts a lot.
Tua can play this week apparently. Okay, so if Tua plays, that still doesn't tell me very much, honestly.
Tua is the best left-handed quarterback in the league.
This could still be a Jacksonville game, and I'm not going to wake up for it. I don't know how many people will. 2 Florida teams play in fucking Europe.
I know Urban Meyer is waking up for it. He's maybe his last, shall we say. So I'm just confused about both these coaches. I don't think Urban Meyer's in college, right? Most of your games, you just have the better team if you're playing in one of the top schools. So you don't have to game plan that much. When you're in the NFL, the guys on your side lining up against the guys on the other side, you're not just automatically better. I just don't see any kind of like semblance of a game plan. And usually any shadow of a game plan that you do see falls apart at halftime when the other team figures it out. And there's just no adjustments. So I'm confused. I think it's a battle of terrible coaching and very confusing, just very confusing offenses. I just don't know quite what I'm seeing. I like Jaguars' defense better. I might go with the Jags just because I think Trevor Lawrence is a hot piece of ass who's going to throw the football all over the field, right?
Yeah, you're right, D. I'm gonna pick him up for fantasy and start him.
How'd Trey Lance work out?
No, see,
he was fun to watch.
He is fun to watch, man. Trey Lance definitely.
Look,
there's still upside to Trey Lance. I don't know about in fantasy this specific season because isn't Trey Lance hurt?
No.
Oh, he's not hurt. Is someone or is Jimmy Garoppolo coming back or something? Well, I remember reading something. Anyway, back to the Miami Jacksonville.
Back to Urban Meyer, right?
Let's talk. Miami has a better defense on paper. I feel like, obviously you should be picking Miami to win this game. All I was saying is this is definitely a chance for them to win their game. When I wake up, it'll probably be like the third or fourth quarter, probably the third, and I'll check and I'll see that the Jaguars are losing just like they always are, and I'll be like, all right, I was wrong.
Wasn't
also,
their week.
I don't know if I'm going to pick them, so I'm just saying I could see them winning.
The reason I would pick the Jags here is just I like their run defense, and the Dolphins with a backup quarterback potentially, even with Tua, they're going to run a lot.
I'm still not sold on Tua at all. So
yeah, I mean, best left-handed quarterback in the league. I'm sold on him. I'm thinking they're within 3 years of a Super Bowl with Tua. The way
Jaguars 6th ranked rushing attack. Did not know that.
I just played the Dolphins in a franchise in Madden, and we won the whole thing 2 years in. So I'm thinking. I mean, John Gruden's available. Maybe they can hire him.
All right. So let's unless someone has another game they want to talk about, we could talk about the Bills if we really wanted to. But I just think I agree when I say I think the Bills will win. It is possible that the Titans just absolutely run through us again.
It's Derrick Henry versus all of the Bills. all of the Bills are really good. So I don't know.
No, I agree. It's a big matchup though. If the Bills lose, then that shifts the hierarchy in the AFC. If they win, I still think they probably 1 or 2 on the. And I put them at 1 in the power rankings in the AFC.
We haven't even seen the Bills be shaky yet. Like typically when a team's undefeated, you have a couple close games where you're thinking.
Well, they lost week 1.
Yeah, when you're undefeated outside of 1 loss, when you have a win streak, when you have a 5-game win streak, usually there's 1 or 2 games where you're thinking they're gonna not win.
4-game win streak.
Yeah, as I said, a 18-game win streak as they have currently.
Yo, Kevin, who is this, man?
I'm tired, man. I just
I don't know what he's rambling on about. Rambling.
But at least I'm talking, kid.
We highlighted the Bills last week, and as a Bills fan, we probably shouldn't highlight them every week. So let's get into fantasy real quick because I have to leave in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. Bills are terrible. All right.
Through that.
I was going to go over a couple of trades that were being made throughout the week. I covered some of these last week.
I already know I'm going to be arguing with Kevin here.
But what? I'm going to pin you two lads against each other. I might jump in a little bit too.
Let's go.
The worst trade I saw out here, is Cordell Patterson for Kareem Hunt. That was a trade that apparently is popular according to fantasysp.com.
That's debatable.
Yeah, I agree as well. It really, and I don't know if you're looking if you can look by standard league either.
Sadly, I cannot.
They're both getting attempts and catches. That's the thing, Mm-hmm. Cordell Patterson might even be getting more. The only thing, obviously, Kareem Hunt's a better running back, and then Cordell's is a better receiver, obviously. So. Mm-hmm. It really depends on that part. I don't mind, the return for either person there. I think that's a fairly decent trade. in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean that was the worst one I saw out there. Like all these are somewhat close, but to me, I think Hunt's just the best handcuff in the league. If anything happens to Chubb, Hunt is just the value just shoots to the roof. I don't see Patterson continuing what he's doing. Just what he's doing is at such a prolific rate right now that it's just not gonna, just can't possibly continue. It's a good sell high though. I'm with the side of the Hunt trade here.
Yeah, like I said, either side, I think both sides get a nice return, and they're both considered running backs. So,
running back for running back straight up. All right, moving on. What's next?
Alvin Kamara for Davonte Adams.
Alvin Kamara.
Whoever loses Kamara is getting fleeced.
No, he's not getting fleeced.
I don't like the way, and I know he's picked it up recently, but the way he's played throughout the season so far, I think. Davonte Adams is, when you're drafting in fantasy, who are you taking, behind Tyreek Hill? Is it Davonte Adams? It probably is Davonte Adams, who scored how many touchdowns did he score last year? He scores a ridiculous amount. He had 200 rushing or receiving yards last week. I like the side of Davonte Adams better.
Yep, I would do that trade to get Davonte Adams.
I like Davonte Adams too.
Oh, we all agree.
I like that. I don't hate having Kamara though. Don't hate that.
No. It also depends on what you have on your team too. At the end of the day, like what you need.
Yeah. Rapid fire now. Stephon Diggs for Justin Jefferson.
Yes, I'll accept that trade any day.
Okay, which side?
Getting Justin Jefferson.
Okay, I agree. I like Justin Jefferson here.
Some reason this motherfucker Josh Allen just loves to throw to other players except for Stephon Diggs. Because they're leading in the score. He just overlooks his ass.
As you can see, Kevin's mad.
There's too many options on the Bills, and that really hurts his value this year. And because his tight end's catching the ball. Last year, his tight end had a bunch of drops. The tight end's catching the ball. We added Emmanuel Sanders, who's been great vertically. He's going deep. Cole Beasley has seen a lot less attention because of this as well. So, and then there's Gabriel Davis, who had a great rookie year, but he's getting overshadowed now by these other players. So,
yeah,
I kind of like the trade to Justin Jefferson, but Stephon Diggs has still had over 60 yards every game or something.
It's not been bad, just a disappointment. Kind of a Calvin Ridley situation.
Harder opponents, so the score can be closer, and this motherfucker Josh Allen can air it out to Stephon Diggs.
Well, it's not going to happen, so you can give him to me for Damian Williams, straight up.
In your dream.
Okay, I found a worse trade. Nick Chubb for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm on Chubb's side every day of this one.
Yeah, I'd probably take Chubb because, the argument I was making earlier when we were talking about is Nick Chubb, a top 5 running back, holds more value than a top 5 receiver beyond Tyreek Hill and, I don't know, Davonte Adams.
Yes.
Beyond Tyreek Hill and Davonte Adams, a top 5 running back probably holds more value than receivers 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
In some cases.
With Chubb every day of the week here. Too many weapons also on the Cardinals. It's a Bills situation. They spread the ball out a lot. He doesn't see a huge usage in all honesty.
He's still a great receiver, still one of the top receivers in the league, but the ball's being spread around in Arizona, and that's good for the team, though. That's great for the team.
Yep.
Kevin?
And are you taking Stephon Diggs or DeAndre Hopkins?
I'm taking Stephon Diggs or DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
Right now, you probably have to say DeAndre Hopkins. Like I said, that Stephon Diggs is going to get his targets every game. It just really depends on what the defense is doing. They're probably still double teaming Stephon Diggs because you have to. He's one of the best receivers in the league. So, if we're talking about literally right now, yeah. But if I was a Stephon Diggs holder or owner in fantasy, I'd probably still hold on to him for a couple more weeks.
I think I'm holding on to either Diggs or Hopkins until they have a big week and then trying to move him. Wait till they have 2 touchdowns. One of them's going to have a big day at some point coming up, and then you can try to get DK Metcalf or someone more exciting. And we'll do 2 more. Najee Harris or Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
God damn it. What do you mean? Who?
Najee
Harris. Okay.
I want a Najee Harris.
Yeah, I figured it'd be a Najee Harris.
I agree.
PPR especially. Najee's great to have. Because Stephon Diggs isn't having his season like he had last year. If he was having a season like he had last year, I'd probably stick with Diggs, honestly. You pretty much have to go Najee, even in a standard league, honestly. Just right now. We're going off of right now. So
I have to agree. And this one also caught my eye. Kamara for Christian McCaffrey.
I would like somebody who hasn't been hurt.
Okay.
Personally.
On McCaffrey.
Because there's a huge gamble when you're taking someone like who missed like an entire season last year and who's missed a few games this year with a hamstring injury, which hamstrings can linger. So I would
hopefully. God willing.
I would have a little concern as with Christian McCaffrey than Alvin Kamara, who's just seen less production in certain weeks. So I'd take Kamara on that side. He's the winner of that trade for now. Like I said, Christian McCaffrey could come back and not get hurt and 30 points every week.
Yep. I don't think he quite has the ceiling of Derrick Henry, but he's a half step below him, I'd say.
No one's going to see 40 touches like Derrick.
No. And not even get a bruise.
That dude's insane.
It's unbelievable.
Any trade that you see on there that's for Derrick Henry too is probably a bad trade.
Like a repeat Kevin's trade here for Derrick Henry. What did he receive?
Why don't you let him know, Kevin?
What'd you get for that?
I received my team. I received Antonio Gibson and David Montgomery for him.
Okay.
Wait, David Montgomery and who?
No.
Antonio Gibson.
That's wrong. That's what he's saying he's gotten in the end. What I traded to get Derrick Henry was Mike Davis and DeAndre Swift.
Oh.
2 starting running backs like after week 1, because didn't Derrick Henry had a bad week 1? I think Derrick Henry had a bad week 1.
This was before week 1, by the way.
Oh, it was before week 1? So I traded him before they even started.
In return, I got David Montgomery and Antonio Gibson.
And in Kevin turning DeAndre Swift you didn't trade DeAndre Swift
DeAndre
for
Swift,
those players.
You
got Rob Gronkowski for that. That trade should have been vetoed.
I agree. Anyway, I don't know how it was. So anyways, Gary, that means I can send you Swift.
Anyways,
and I can send you Swift and Keenan Allen, and I get Derrick Henry.
You send me Swift. You send me Jones. You have Aaron Jones, right? You send me Aaron Jones, Swift, Jones, and who's your best receiver?
It was DJ Moore, and now it's between Robert Woods and Keenan Allen.
Okay, but and then I remember you have 4 running backs. You need to trade one of your running backs, honestly.
No, I don't.
I would 100% trade one of your. I would get a receiver.
Holding on, baby.
Get a receiver.
I've been trying to trade for Justin Jefferson.
You're gonna have to trade. Who are you gonna trade besides one of your running backs?
Well, I was thinking about Jones or Swift as being the 2 on the market. That's if I get Nick Chubb. I probably don't get Nick Chubb. I'm guessing that's gonna get.
Someone's got a veto by tomorrow. If
it gets vetoed, I think actually they have 2 days. But anyway, that's not for the podcast. Did you guys have anything else to add in terms of? I want to let everyone know to look out for Nickel Blitz overtime. I could have one of these lads on there also.
No one cares.
Maybe even a new face. Damn, that stings. All right, let's mute Kevin. There we go. Now Kevin's muted. Beautiful. That's a better podcast already. I'll unmute you, Kevin. How do I unmute you? Oh, you're unmuted.
I'm unmuted.
Right. Amazing. I have so much control. Actually, that's awesome.
I still have the most trades in the league.
I'm coming, baby. I'm coming.
You can try to come. I got a trade pending right here. We're not pending in my invoice.
Don't
accept another trade, and I'll accept this trade.
Don't say that, please. Don't say it like that, Urban Meyer. God damn. But that was the Nickel Blitz podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week. Look for some Nickel Blitz overtime. We're going to talk a little bit more about fantasy later on in the week.